Hard as you like and tough as they come from New South Wales, Bilgola G Crew. How many crews have Bilgola got when you get out to a G Crew? And there they are there from the northern beaches of Sydney.
Well, no North Cronulla. I mean, that's a shock not to have the North Cronulla. There are some big boat clubs that aren't there, but there's some very big ones. Freshwater, some clubs here that have had boats in finals for years and years and years. Just keep popping up.
Bluey Myers, the sweep of Freshwater, very famous sweep. He's been around a long time. He's had his sons in boat crews with him. He stayed with Freshwater. He's been a dedicated club member for them, and he's one of the safest blokes you'll ever see in a boat. Let me tell you, if he says take it, they wouldn't even question him. He is a veteran of surf boat racing, and I can't believe, you've got to think back when there wasn't a freshwater boat of some category in a final. Here we go, in they go. See, leap straight away. The first stroke goes down. Bilgola getting away off the beach now. As I said, this wind is absolutely howling. Bluey Myers now, he won't panic. Cool under pressure, Bluey. He'll say, let's get out of here, though. We don't want to be tangled up with any other boats and oars as he drives Freshwater away from the beach now, looking for some clear, deep water. That's the break as it lays ahead. You'll see the lines of swell out there. They'll get to that area pretty quickly, so I don't think they're going to get out clean.
Right-hand side of the screen, what the sweep did was he's angling them towards what he thinks is a bit of a hole, again with a view of trying to get them out clean and dry. That's what this is all about. Don't cop too much water. If it slows your progress, it's going to mean more water is more weight and harder to do.
One good thing about this beach, though, when you look at that, that's a line of swell. I know that there have been some ends, as we say in Surf Carnival talk, that have been better. But when you look at that, it's a straight line of swell. So everybody's got to face the same sort of wall of water.
That's what all the competitors just want, a fair crack at the same thing. Now, the reason Bluey stopped them is because he's decided that, well, we're not going to get over it. We'll wait. We'll let it dissipate in terms of its strength. Wait for the next one. When he calls go, it's got to be all power on.
And they will pull you off your feet. And A Crew, when they're in a mean mood, let me tell you, the power they pull on these boats, you've got those quarter bars, you'll see them straddling there. I mean, you need that to push your knees in or to separate your legs to be able to stand in. Look at these things still tipping down on the bank there, waiting, but it's about to open up. There's not much behind this now. There's one or two maybe to come, and then they'll hit the button. Now, Bluey Myers will ride up here. He'll see this when he comes over. There's the first one. There's the second. There is a line there, but that's pretty deep water. If he can make the sprint, they're going to get out. And it's been the guys who have taken the sea on. So he's taken them up one, so he doesn't want to take water because that doubled up. That's knocked him down a little bit, put water in the boat. Penguin, Tasmania. Think of the water they've got to train in. Think of the weather conditions they've got to train in. And I tell you what, they've been around on finals time plenty of times over the last few years. Anglesey put on one of the best demonstrations of sweeping I've seen in a long time yesterday. Actually lost his sweep, or it broke. And he brought him in without one and took him down the face of a wave. Bluey Myers having a look. Still some big sets out in front of them. They've been knocked back a bit, so the perspective has changed. Now we go. Chugan decided it's time to go up the face. They lifted two, and there's one behind it. Look at this for Chugan. He's called on everything now. He says, let's go. One oar's gone. He's broken a rollick, so he throws the oar out of the way. It stands up again, and there might be another one to hit him yet too. He's in plenty of trouble now. The boat's filling up full of water. One rollick's already popped. You saw the man get rid of the blade. Get rid of it, he said. In fact, I don't know why he's sitting there. He's better off getting out of the boat because he's no help just sitting there as a passenger. Easy to say from the commentary box, I guess. But that used to be the rule of thumb. If you broke an oar, you lost a rollick, you're out. Look at the water pumping out of the side of the boat now. Now, what we've got to be careful of is they don't wash back on anybody else. They're still in it. Don't worry about that. Yeah, he's gone. So he's got him out of the boat. So there's no point in you sitting there if you haven't got anything to play with.
Yeah, these guys are totally in the sweep's hand. I mean, Stan Damrow, now that's Conacher boat. They are out and they're rowing. Now, they were the guys I mentioned before, the right-hand side of the screen. They took it on with power, and they are well and truly out. Bilgola showing fantastic form. They're doing in Alexandra Headlands.
Donnie McManus, very experienced man. I talked about Bluey Myers. Well, Donnie McManus, gee, hasn't he had some good boys underneath him and in front of him? And have a look at Redhead. They're as tough as they come, the Redhead boys from Newcastle. They drink big black glasses of beer and they work at coal mines.
But they don't do it during the surf season, of course, Carol. Now, the interesting thing here is Alexandra Headlands got out clean and dry in Alley 6. Bilgola have done the same in Alley 6. Wouldn't you like to draw Alley 6 in the final? These guys now, what Don McManus has got to do, and he's done it plenty of times before, keep them cool and bring them home clean.
Now watch the turn, see, no fuss. You know the urgency we've seen right through all the Surf League when the pressure's on. Well, still a lovely turn, 3 strokes and they were around heading home. There's no fuss, you've got to get home first.
Again, there's 3 through to the final in this. He will obviously be very conscious of what a great lead he's got. What he can also do is he can have the luxury of saying, if the swell's too big, hold it, boys. We're not going to ruin our chances here. We're not going to broach. We are going to play safe, make it home and clear into the final.
There's the look that Donnie McManus has from out to sea. Now, you can see where he's placed himself in the boat. You can see he just lets that oar, the big oar, right up. He's steering them there. He's correcting the wind. He'd be joined them there saying, now, where I want to be is here. I don't want to get in that middle part of the bank. He's talking to them all the time. He has a quick look over his shoulder. Now, that's the angle that you can see the rest of the boats are still going out. But we saw what happened to Rainbow Beach in the first of the semi-finals. They had it all won. They went down a wave and rolled over.
Well, again, he's got the luxury of being able to call the shots on this. He, of course, is standing up, so he's had a better, as the Australian crew going back out to sea, yet to turn the buoys. But he's got the luxury of being able to call the shots. If this was a final and they were line astern all together, he would be taking anything he can get. But in this, he's got a luxury.
Well, out of this, there's nothing much behind him at the moment. What he's trying to do is get a squeaker. He wants to run about 3 or 4 feet that he can ride in home. There's a bit of a lump coming around as the rest go around the cans. They may get into a bit of problem coming home with a swell there, but I think McManus is okay. There's only a bit of wind swell now. He's got to make the decision. What's he do? Does he wait for this one? He's waited. He's waited. Now he'd be talking to him, he'd be saying, check your boat, keep you straight. See him, they're moving it around there. He knows what's coming, he's up high, he can see, and he's got the time. Now he talks to him, he'll say, get ready. And I tell you, when he calls to the one he wants, that'll be the one they've got to get, because invariably the one you miss, there's a bigger one behind it.
Bresci, that's Bluey Myers. Now he's working with runs. Again, he would be conscious of the fact that there are a lot of other boats around him. Got him on the left-hand side deep, big wave.
Here we go, strokes over the top, too fat. He won't get that from there, though. Now, Donnie McManus, will he take it? I'm not sure. It'll be a late takeoff if he does. He's called on him. He says, back me up. I don't want this one. Back me up. Now, he's going to have to make a decision because the rest of the boats are now starting to close up. There we go. Anglesey are in contention now. So everybody's now in the drop zone, so you lose the advantage, you see. Now he decides to go. This is the one he wants. This is the sneaker he wants. If he can get this, he's laughing. Now he goes up on the chocks. He's got as much leverage as he can get. He calls them back. It's about the right size. It's still got to get on the bank, though. They back it up nicely. The stroke gives him some weight on the end of the sweep oar there. McManus now fights the boat. You've got no idea how they move around. The drag will try and push the bow across. You've got to angle yourself to make sure that you don't do that. He's put the bowman up to keep some weight in the front of the boat to make sure it runs nicely. Beautifully done. Jamie McKinless did it outside, more waves coming. Bill Goller at home, no worries there. Let's see who can get the places now. This is going to suck up on the bank. Bluey Myers, oh, and a rower there. Had a bit of trouble there. You can see him trying to get the blade back into order again. Late takeoff for the crew right out. Late takeoff for the crew right out. Bluey Myers is up. He'll leave him in the seats. That's okay. Where's the other crew? Oh, this was sucking up on the bank. Let's have a look. Anglesey on plenty of angle at the moment. Can he straighten it round? He should be able to. Look, he's right up on the back of the boat. Just, he's got to run with it, and when the moment comes, he tries desperately to spin it around and put him back in the seats. So Anglesey are there right at the left-hand side of your picture. That's them there. And as I said, they pulled off one of the greatest manoeuvres I've seen. This is Freshwater. Bluey Meyer comes in. He'll just bring it round. He looks like coming in third at this particular stage. And there's fourth coming in now. So Freshwater will get third in this semi-final number 2 as they pull now across the line. Well, a bit of a cat and mouse game coming in. Bill Goller, they took it out nicely, and they'll take on Alexandra Headlands in the final of the A boat crew. Wow, 2 experienced sweeps and 2 very experienced crews.